No.
Welcome to another episode of Do They Know What They're Doing This Week? Will there be any injuries? Yeah, there were some. Hi all. We are here sitting down at the lake because it's like extended summer here in northern Minnesota.
Yeah, this is just nuts. I just can't believe it.
Well, it was over 80 again today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no breeze. Like, it is calm as can be right now.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. We wanted to talk about our last weekend. We went to the Northern Homesteading Days in Greenbush, Minnesota. Met awesome people. It's Rory and Heather's farm. I think he calls it Lazy to Ranch. Lazy to Ranch. I think is what or is it Too Lazy to Ranch? No.
That's
Lazy
funny.
to Farm. I can't remember. I'll have to. But it was a funny name. We got to get up there and talk about our experience growing in Zone 3. Hey, get out of there. Being cold climate gardeners. And I had a whole thing prepared and then pretty much ditched that after mingling with people before we started. So
They were all wanting to know about the greenhouse and the snow. So
yeah.
But yeah, it was, I think, smart to change up the
Yeah.
talk. And even though you spent a lot of time on your presentation before that,
I wasn't really sure who the audience would be.
Right.
Like, are they people who are just getting started growing in this climate, and these people were these were experts.
Yeah, we're like the novices.
Yeah, they had more experience gardening than we did.
They've grown up gardening, farming,
right,
raising cattle, raising pigs, raising chickens.
So we learned a lot, actually.
I kind of wonder what they thought of us.
We came there in our tennis shoes.
I had brand new tennis shoes on.
I know, I did too. I thought, I don't want other people to see me in my old tennies because they're so nasty.
Yeah, we got to get over that.
Yeah. But
we got to get some boots.
They accepted us.
Yeah,
new
really
tennies
nice.
And all.
Really nice people.
And that one of the demonstrations was they butchered a pig. So there was a butcher there showing how to cut up the pork chops and the tenderloin and
yeah, that was
the ham.
Cool.
It didn't seem that hard. I don't know. I always think, well, I could do that.
No, I could do it. I just need to know where to cut.
And this guy was really good. You can tell.
Gosh, he made it look so easy.
He's probably been doing it for 30 years. I don't know.
Right.
But so that was a lot of fun. And then we got in the car, and the adventurer here wanted to take a different route home.
Well, yeah.
So we went through Grand Rapids and then up to North. I mean, we are like, Greenbush is like 5 miles south of the Canadian border and 60 miles east of North Dakota.
Right.
It's a lot of directions, but we were very far north. It was 5 hours from us even.
And on the ride up, Owen calls us.
Oh.
He got locked out of the house.
So Owen is 13 and we let him stay at home for not the whole weekend. He went and stayed overnight at a friend's house, but the friend had to come and pick him up. And, we left at 7 in the morning.
Right.
And he sleeps till whatever.
At like 11:30 or something, he calls.
Yeah.
I just got locked out of the house.
I just about whipped the car around to go back, and we'd been in the car for 4 hours.
Yeah, 3.5 hours already.
Something like that, yeah.
So luckily, I keep a spare key somewhere on the property, so.
The amazing thing is that you found the code.
Well, I have the code in my phone.
In his phone.
I think I have it memorized now forever and ever. I have the code in my phone, and now I think I've got it like forever because of that.
Yeah. So then after we were done there, Joel wanted to take a different route home because it went by. We didn't realize we lived this close to Voyagers.
Well, so we went through a bunch of little towns, but War Road.
Yeah.
And then International Falls, right?
Yep.
And then we hit Voyageurs National Park,
Right.
which we've never seen any of that area before.
We just kind of snuck in there and just entered the southern part of the park very briefly. Gotta be getting back up. That's the hard part. This is called Rapids River. So right over there is Canada. What are you doing?
But you do have to have your passport to go into
Yeah.
Canada, so we should get those renewed.
Yeah, that costs money.
Well, no. What if we have to head there?
I guess if we're going to Voyageurs, you mean?
No. Other reasons. What if we have to go to Canada?
Oh, okay. We're getting political now. So you want to hear about my injury last week? You remember we were having trouble free-ranging the chickens. The fox came and got 2 of them. It did turn out it was only 2. We did recount and we still have 21. So Owen and I were bound and determined to figure this out. Why the fence was only reading at like a 0.2 amps.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be reading like 3.5. So we went out there. I had my little tester and I was testing the clips, the red clip and the black clip on the Energizer. And I put my tester on there and it read 10. And I was like, oh, wow, this is working really good. And so then, that's what it said. And so then I put the red clip on the fence and that's connected to the battery. And then I put the black clip on the ground because the black clip usually is clipped to a post underneath the battery. It's the ground stake, I guess is what they were calling it. And so I wanted to test that. So red clip on the fence, I take the tester and I touch the ground stake, and I should have just gotten a reading. It probably would have been 10 again. I made the mistake of setting my hand down on the ground, on the dirt.
Well, and the black
clip was on the ground in the dirt. And so I completed the circuit.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, fuck! You all right? Turn it off. Yeah. I'm not sure what I touched, but
You touched the steak.
holy f***. Oh my god!
Yeah, Mom, we maybe should turn it off before you stick your finger in there.
Completed the circuit.
Bam! I have never had a shock like that in my life. I mean, it was nothing like when we've accidentally touched the fence before.
Right. Yeah, you got a full-on jolt.
Yeah. It probably wasn't a 10, but it was probably a 5. It was...
I think it was more than that. Because it was
big.
You said you had pain for most of the day.
Yeah, I was kind of sore. I had to go take it easy a little after that. Because all my muscles kind of contracted.
Thankfully it didn't give you a stroke
right?
or a heart attack.
Like reset my... Anyway. So I did end up calling Premier One. The guy was very helpful, helped me figure out that our fence was in fact grounding out because it was touching another fence that isn't electrical, and I fixed that, and now it reads 3.5. So
no more foxes.
yeah,
Well, thankfully.
Not as worried about that.
Evie?
She's a fire chicken.
No.
So that was the injury for the week. Did you get injured at all this week?
No.
You shake your head like,
What?
that never happens.
No, thankfully not. thankfully no injuries.
That's
All the climbing on the roof I've been doing. On the
took-
chicken coop roof, I guess.
I took that for the team. Yeah, so you want to talk about your progress with the chicken coop? It's coming along.
Yeah, we got the roof on.
Do you want to measure up there too?
Alright, let's go cut that.
Can you grab that piece of plastic and bring it over to the table?
No, not that.
I wanted to make it so the Lexon, there was no gap from, I don't know how to describe it.
The bracing that's
The
holding
bracing
it up,
that's
you mean?
holding it up, yeah.
Those are, I mean, they're called purlins.
Yeah,
on
the purlins
greenhouse.
on the greenhouse roof. So I wanted to, of course, I didn't draw out a plan.
'Cause
Maybe
it's hard,
maybe the
remember?
next thing we build, I'll have draw out a better plan. So there's a lot of learning as I went.
Well, it turned out awesome. So
But yeah, so now I had to make it so that the Lexon was flat, so there was no gap in the roof for cold air to come through. So that just took a bunch of time to get that done.
yeah.
But yeah, we got the Lexon up tonight, so
And next we'll finish a little siding outside, and then we can work inside.
yeah, when I was out working on the coop, I noticed some chicks starting to fly up, and well, actually one did fly up and over the fence and got into the other area with the
into
chickens.
the chickens part. Yeah, Owen said he'd been seeing them fly up and out of their little enclosure and into the garden. So
Oh yeah. So then what, I don't know, what was it, Wednesday night? You guys went and clipped all the,
yeah, they're getting
wings?
so big that we had to go and clip their little wings. And I know it sounds terrible, but it's like clipping a fingernail. And I just do it on one side, and Owen helped me wrangle them, and he would hand me one, and I would clip the wing, and then we would put it back in their enclosure. There. Hey, grab a chicken. Grab a chicken. We're gonna have to remember which ones we got and which ones we didn't. How do we do that? I'm just gonna always do the right one. Okay, say hi. Say hi. Alright.
I think this is the one that escaped one time.
Yeah. There you go. All done. See? Not so bad. Okay, tap it again and get another.
I think you have to go. It's better to do it from the back. So run away.
Well, how are you gonna get them? Oh, there. Don't let them back in. Maybe put the board in front of it or lock them in there.
Here, I'll get more out. Hey.
You're the beacon.
I think they're gonna get murdered.
We're not eating ya. We want you to be safe from the foxes, so you can't be flying out. We don't want you to get eaten by a fox. Not in a box, not with a fox.
Oh, get down.
Can you shove her through there?
Oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't drop them. I mean, she's fine, but it sounds like a loud thud.
Well, maybe let's put them through there.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's fine.
It might hurt a little bit, so.
Grab the tail. Hold.
I just did in 0.5.
because I was trying to stay a little farther away.
Zoom out a bit.
Better.
Okay,
Sorry.
open. Open sesame. Does that look good?
It's a very up close. Okay, put her. Okay, next.
This one's like a golden one.
Yeah. I think these are the ones that lay the green eggs. Do you want to do it?
Sure.
Okay. Here, wait. Let me get in there.
Is that good?
Yep,
A
perfect.
little bit more.
A little bit of gardening update. Owen and I pulled all of the onions and all of the potatoes. And the way I do the onions is I just pull them out right there in the bed and just lay them in the bed and let them dry there for a few days. My onions didn't get huge this year, but they were in a new bed. I'm trying to think of what was in that bed before. It was probably a lot of nitrogen sucking plants, so it didn't leave as much nitrogen. But even though we did put new compost on all those beds, but I don't know. And then we did go in and pull all the one full bed of potatoes, and got a ton of potatoes.
A little more.
Yeah, they look awesome.
So those are all out. Here's the original potato that I had planted. See how it just turns to mush?
Why?
It acts like food for the plant.
Oh. Because it's like the original potato.
Yeah. It's the seed. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Wow.
Starting to get some empty beds. And
But you started some lettuces, right?
yep, we have some lettuces growing out there. Of course, we always wish we had more, but I was able to bring a little bit of it to the market this week. I think it's called something like, it's a really funny name. Drunken Frizzy Butterhead lettuce. I just simply got it for the name. And also because it's supposed to bolt later than lots of them, but I've been using a shade cloth to keep it a little cooler under there. So, because it's been so hot. It's so
Yeah,
weird.
it was crazy today how warm it was.
Well, there's not much to say about the greenhouse right now, but I thought I would give you a little tour, so I'll add that video here. So here are all the 8-foot tall tomatoes. I'm not getting a lot of the slicers right now, but I am getting still quite a few cherry tomatoes. I planted more cherry tomatoes than everything else, it seems. My trellising over here didn't work out as well because, as you can see, the spider mites annihilated those cucumbers. But there's cherry tomatoes, cucumbers. I've got some beans in the front here that are getting big. And some peppers. So these are the shishitos. See right there. You're gonna see a lot of diatomaceous earth. It's this white stuff on the leaves. It's really been helping to knock the spider mites back. But this trellis has a lot of cucumbers on it still. Spider mites seem to get to a point, you know, where they're really ramped up and then they kind of get less aggressive. I'm not sure if it's something I do or if it's just kind of a natural. But you can see there's still lots of cucumbers in here. But lots of damage from the spider mites. This is one of the citrus trees. And you can see I've got DE on that, and that worked on this tree for sure. I've got some beets over here and some rutabagas back there. This is another citrus tree. I think this is one of the lemons. And you can see it has a bunch of new growth. And I put a little bit of DE on these new leaves here. That was probably a couple weeks ago. And they have not annihilated those new leaves. And that was what I was waiting to see. So I think it's fine. The fig looks like it's needing some water here. More tomatoes. Here's a spot where I did find some more spider mites actually active this morning. Let's see if I can find. It's hard to see with all of the white stuff on it, but you see like that has web right there connecting some of the lobes of leaves. There was some web on it this morning. Here's a good example. There's a melon back there that they really like. The tomatoes are getting a little out of hand. I'm a little over it. But this is how it looks in here right now. This is zucchini and squash. I just have been hand pollinating. It's getting a little sunburned in here. Another citrus tree. Oh, now this one has some fresh spider mites on it. Let's see if I can get it. See those little dots in that web? Let's put some more DE on this one. You can see I already sprinkled it on there and somehow they came back. And I just kind of do it really heavy so that they don't have a chance. Although I must not have done it heavy enough on this one. And when you put the DE on it, you can really see there's even web down here that maybe I missed at once, or the first time. And then you can get it again. There. And I just keep a bag of this food grade diatomaceous earth just kind of sitting out here so I can put it on anything I see that has spider mites. Somebody I met at the Northern Homesteading Days last weekend had a good idea that I should just, because it does seem to be working, so if I just mix it into the soil, like once I harvest in a certain area, then I can mix it into the soil, because the spider mites are something that can overwinter down in the soil in the greenhouse. So that might set me up better for next season. So thanks a lot for watching. If you're new here, we hope you'll subscribe and we'll catch you next time. Do you want to say anything at the end?
I don't know. I have to think of something to say.
Like,
See ya.